Dr. Wenstrup? Correct.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So my thought is that I would like to see the primary care doctors be the gatekeeper for the referrals. That's the doctor you have a relationship with. It's what you just did in the example you gave. And I would even like to see it, whether there's an option, of the 30 days or 40 miles. This is whether it's, even if someone's available within the walls of the VA, but you know that the doctor down the street is probably the better one for this patient for whatever reason, shouldn't the primary care doctor have that authority? Do we need to grant that authority on this level? How can we help here?
So actually in our plan, because I believe the heart of care coordination is the veteran primary care doctor relationship.
Agreed.
And we talk all about that here. And I also agree that they are the heart of the referrals. And for if you have a primary care doctor within the VA, they will be the ones that coordinate referrals. Some referrals will go inside, some referrals will go outside. That's true. I think it becomes a little bit harder when you have a primary care doctor outside. The only thing but I think we can improve on that. The only thing that we want to do is provide more visibility to the community primary care doctor about what services are offered at the VA. Because traditionally, most of the veteran or most of the patient they see, they would send to their friend down the street or someone else in the community, partly because they don't know what's offered. And I think if we can give more visibility on, actually we have really good, diabetes doctors here and a really good, cardiologist at the VA, they can start referring things back in an appropriate fashion. So I agree with you. The center relationship is that veteran with the primary care doctor.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it just becomes an awareness of who's at the VA and who's available because they're not the person you've traditionally referred to. Yeah.
That's exactly what we did in TRICARE with that concept I was talking about in terms of right of first refusal. And then you want to map out what's available facility by facility so that you're not posing a challenge to someone when they're trying to find care that needs to be delivered. In our network, there's 50,000 primary care providers stretched across every zip code in the 28 states. And so if you're outside of 40 miles, you have the ability to go and see a primary care provider if we're able to put that in place.
And if I could just add one point to that, I think that's why it's very critical that if we're going to actually have veterans' choice really needs to begin with the choice as to where to be linked from a primary care perspective. To be linked within the VA directly or to choose to be linked for primary care purposes in the community so that then the processes can proceed from there and that gateway that you spoke to will actually be established.
Is there anything we need to change from a legislative end to make that more workable?
I think to be able to highlight that relationship would be important, and we can chat more offline about some options.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I yield